So this is a video I've been meaning to do for a while. If you watch this with a blank screen or a still picture, it's because what I'm trying to do now will have got blocked on copyright and therefore you can't see the images. But I'm going to try and show you with the images and see what happens. So what it is, when you subscribe to F1 TV, you can get all of the old Grand Prix, all of the footage, and that's where I get my footage from Abu Dhabi 2021. The international feed commentary is supplied by Sky Sports, so it's Martin Brundle and David Croft are the voices that you hear that narrate the fraud. On the F1 TV channel, on the side of the screen, you have these options. So you've got the driver cams, and you can select each of those drivers for their onboards. You have data view, you have tracker view, and a lot of my videos are showing you the tracker view because that doesn't get blocked on the copyright, and that shows you the locations of the cars around the circuit. And then there's this one here, which is pit lane view. Now, initially, I ignored it because I just thought that was just a camera showing you what was going on in the pit lane and it wouldn't have anything. I was wrong. Okay, and I discovered this a few months ago and I've been meaning to make this video and I haven't done it. What it is, it's F1 TV's own commentary of the race with this view. So you've got the global feed here on that part, and then you've also got the onboards of whichever drivers they choose. They've currently got Lando Norris on there and Max Verstappen on there. And then for those of you that are really interested, you can get the current conditions, the air temperature, the track temperature, humidity and wind speed. All right, so for those of you that think, you know, that's going to help, that's going to help your understanding of the sport. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to play this through. Okay, I'm going to play this. This is Alex Brundle, Martin Brundle's son. No nepotism going on there. Daddy's got a job in Formula One and he gets his son a job in Formula One. That's the first time that that's ever happened. Okay, but what you're going to see, what you're going to hear here, there's also a woman that's narrating this along with Alex Brundle playing her role. I don't know who it is. But what you're going to hear is they've got their script as well. I'm going to go through the BBC radio description of this because I believe that's online and I can go back to the archives and do an analysis of the BBC's radio commentary. I'm aware that Channel 4 also broadcasts the Grand Prix live, and therefore if I can find it, I'm going to go through the Channel 4 commentary of the event. If you can find that one for me and post a link in the comments section here, that would be useful. I currently haven't found it. I've done one search for it, couldn't find it, but hopefully it will be there. Somebody will have uploaded it to YouTube at some point, or if you know of it being in an archive somewhere that I can access, then please inform me where I can get hold of the Channel 4 commentary to Abu Dhabi 2021, and I'll do that. So this is F1 TV's own commentary of it, and we're gonna. Well, I'll reveal to you. I'll show you what their script actually is. All right. So here we go.
Constructors' Championship raging and underway, but it's the Drivers' Championship on the road. That's how it would finish. As it stands, Lewis Hamilton would be the world champion, of course, as a result.
Okay, so this actually is on lap 51. Lewis Hamilton would be the world champion, of course, as it stands. Doesn't say record-breaking 8th-time world champion, surpassing Michael Schumacher's record, long-standing record, marking him out as being the greatest in the sport. This is the really significant thing that is constantly missing in these commentaries.
Finishing ahead, Max Verstappen needs to find 10 seconds to make that not a reality, and he's got 7 laps to do it.
10.7 the gap. Max Verstappen with the fastest lap, but let's listen into Mercedes again and Lewis Hamilton.
Same lap time to Verstappen. He's still strong in all the corners. Gap at 11 seconds.
I'm sensing a little bit of nervousness and excitement from Bono in his voice there. It is
So now we're on lap 52. I'm playing it from here. And the reason I'm doing it this way is in fact, actually, I'm going to fast forward to the key elements. In fact, scratch that. Those of you that are actually truly interested are going to be interested in listening to it all. So let's listen to it all. Okay, we're on lap 52. So we've got a little bit before Nicholas Latifi crashes, but you'll hear the nature about what these two paid mercenary liars lying to your kids are saying about this show.
Is within touching distance, Alex Brundle, but never say it's over until it's over, especially in this sport. Max Verstappen still...
Never say it's over till it's over in this sport. Okay, we're priming the audience.
Still trying to reel in the 7-time world champion.
Lewis Hamilton has now done more laps on the set of hard tyres than anybody else.
Tyre narrative, okay. Oh, it's the hard tyres.
Inside the top 15 drivers. We've seen it from him so many times. We've seen him drive tyres to the cord. We've seen him drive inters until they weren't inters anymore. Lewis Hamilton making the tyre work, making the strategy work again.
Tyre narrative.
For Mercedes and holding off a charging Max Verstappen. It's one of those how are you doing that moments, frankly, given the speed that he has, given the charger that Max Verstappen is, given the pace of the pair of them over the rest of the protagonists.
Given the charger that Max Verstappen is.
Here, another champion's drive potentially. If he does become champion, it will be as a result of a quite incredible performance.
And
okay, where are you talking about the record-breaking 8th? I don't hear it.
To say that start from Max Verstappen, you've been noticing it all race weekend long, but this season Max Verstappen has been so punchy off the start. It's almost like that capability just left him for a moment, for the most important moment though.
A fighter, a battler, managed to get the car back down the inside of Lewis Hamilton, had to...
Why are we talking about the start? Okay, we're on lap 52. We're 6 laps away from witnessing history, okay, and that being the greatest driver in the sport that holds all the records in terms of race victories, pole positions, all of that is going to go on his own as the outright holder of the World Championships, the number of World Championships won. A record breaking it. Why aren't we talking about that? Why are we talking about Max Verstappen at this stage?
See that place had to give up to Lewis Hamilton. This one was live on the PLC though. This is Lando Norris on his new set of mediums. Norris versus Alonso. They've been teammates in a sports car before, but Lando with plenty more grip, with plenty more purchase and track position down the inside.
Not part of Alonso's plan as he just takes P9, so both Alpines would score at the moment, but so would both AlphaTauris. And
okay, so listen to this. So both Alpines would score at the moment, and so would both AlphaTauris. Listen to what this woman has to say.
Trying to fire up my calculator to work out the final standings between those two teams for P5, and I'm sure...
So she's trying to fire up her calculator to see what the final standings will be between those two teams, okay? Because she doesn't know, but she's aware that these two teams are competing in the Constructors' Championship, but she needs to fire up a calculator to understand.
Someone very, very intellectual in the background is going to be working it out for us as we come towards...
But somebody very intellectual in the background is working it out for her. That's nice.
The culmination of the 2021 season into the final few laps, lap 53 now.
Hamilton was quicker than Verstappen that time around. And,
so there you go. Hamilton's actually... Max Verstappen was almost 11 seconds behind, and Hamilton's extended that gap, even though Hamilton's on the harder tyres, because if you remember, Max Verstappen changed onto a fresher set of hard compound tyres during that virtual safety car period when I think it was Antonio Giovinazzi retired his car.
Got him covered, hasn't he? He's got him covered in terms of pace, pending a curveball right at the end.
Okay, Hamilton has got Verstappen covered, pending a curveball from Alex Brundle, son of Martin Brundle. What do you know? Now, the other commentators that we get commentating on this are not only Martin Brundle, the chief liar, okay, the man who is put in front of us all to lie to us. We've got his son, who is put in front of a few people to lie to them. And we have somebody who Martin Brundle manages, David Coulthard, is put in front of a few others to lie to them, who actually does a commentary on the Channel 4 feed. So, the curveball.
The end of this one.
And it's very quiet on the radio for Red Bull and Max Verstappen now. Oh, we've got a yellow flag and it's Latifi in the wall. And here
he's just mentioned a curveball, and all of a sudden we've got a yellow flag and Latifi in the wall. Seamless. Now, let's just go back 10 seconds and play this again.
Of pace, pending a curveball right at the end of this one.
And it's very quiet on the radio for Red Bull and Max Verstappen now. Oh, we've got a
Oh, there it is, look. There's your curveball. You couldn't make it up, could you?
yellow flag and it's Latifi in the wall.
And
here we
consider
go.
your balls curved at this
Consider your balls curved. Yeah, well.
stage. Latifi in the wall.
Turn
Will
14.
that be a safety car? Will
that be a safety car? This is an expert of the sport. This is somebody who is paid to commentate on a sport, and therefore you'd expect to have some sort of knowledge of the sport, and therefore have an understanding of what will be required to deal with this incident. Oh, you've got a car that's on the track. Okay. Well, why would it not be a safety car? Well, firstly, can that car drive itself back to the pits? Latifi makes no attempt to do so. With the car still running, he just switches the engine off. Doesn't attempt to select reverse, doesn't attempt to manoeuvre that car to even see if it's possible to recover that car back to the pits. He's only got 2 turns to go around to get it into that pit lane. But even so, there's still a lot of debris on the track, for which they're going to need to make sure it's safe to sweep it up. With cars being spread around the track, that will require a safety car. So yes, it requires the safety car. Why are you asking the audience? Oh, will it need this? You need to tell people what it will need, not ask people what it will need. Oh, but you've been conditioned into speaking about Formula One like this. What jeopardy, everybody? What's going to happen now? Stay on the edge of your seats. It's all exciting. And then you get a job in Formula One, especially if Daddy works in Formula One and if it... Oh! Sorry, I just got a bit excited there. I thought I was auditioning to be a Formula One commentator. Anyway, let's carry on.
they go for it? Will they gamble? Surely it must be a safety car to...
Will they gamble? What are you talking about? It's not a gamble, Colin, you see. You have statistics, because it's a highly complex technical sport. Your daddy will tell you that, all right? Data-driven. Engineers, that have got degrees with qualifications in high-level mathematics and engineering. Okay, they crunch the numbers on this shit. All right, they know. And therefore, when an incident takes place such as this, they will assess the nature of the incident and they will do the data and they will realise, on average, how long it will take to get this sort of thing cleared up. Now, at this stage, what we do know, according to data, that on average 5.5 laps of a race elapse in dealing with such an incident before you can resume racing. Okay, that is what the data will show. Nobody will ever tell you that, but I've got videos which will prove that to you. On average, 5.5 laps. That's what we know at this stage. Those race engineers will already know that data, and if they don't, they're not fit to be a race engineer. Simple as that. What then happens is there is a fire extinguisher that is needed to be let off to put the fire out when the brake catches fire. That is going to prolong the clear-up operation, and therefore it is highly likely that whereas an average can sometimes mean that it can be less than that, and it can be more than that. We're just talking about an average figure here. If the period is prolonged due to the deployment of a fire extinguisher, that is going to mean that it's highly unlikely to take less than the average. Okay, but he doesn't know that at this stage, so I can't slate him for that. But what you're talking about, the gamble, we'll play this on.
Clear that one up for Nicholas Latifi, and a safety car it is. Now,
there you go. The safety car it is. Now what? And let's pay attention to when we see Lewis Hamilton's. What you're seeing there is a Alpha Tauri car. See, it's got Honda on the back of it, so that's an Alpha Tauri. Hamilton has lapped Norris in the McLaren, but neither Gasly nor Tsunoda in the Alpha Tauri. So Hamilton is yet to come by that scene. Safety car has been deployed or declared.
what will this mean strategically?
Okay, so this is on board with Hamilton approaching turn 14 now.
Both the championship contenders have 3-lap-old set of soft tyres to play with here. They surely must box and put those on.
So, global feed is showing us the Mercedes pit garage. Okay, so straight away, global feed is in our heads, conditioning the global audience of all of the likely scenarios. What jeopardy? What's going to happen here? This is how it conditions us. This is how it gets all of us to feel about what's going on. That's the way it convinces us. That's the way it convinces us of authenticity. It directs us to how to think about this.
Lewis Hamilton doesn't, Max Verstappen will.
Well,
if Lewis Hamilton doesn't, Max Verstappen will.
Hamilton's at the moment of decision. What has he decided? He stayed out.
Lewis Hamilton.
So Hamilton stayed out. We can see quite clearly there that the nose cone from Latifi's car is detached. Therefore, it's well, I was going to say this notion of when he was deciding, will it be a safety car? Well, clearly, had Latifi been able to recover his car to the pits, that nose cone would have still needed recovering. All the bits of carbon fibre on the track, which can cause punctures, as we saw this year in Qatar. Okay, that debris needs recovering. All right?
Has stayed out at the moment. So surely now Max Verstappen, who has a gap back to Perez of a long way, surely now Max Verstappen comes in and puts the soft on.
How do you...
Oh, you couldn't make it up, but that's an easy prediction to make. We could all establish that was going to happen.
Get rid of this car quickly, Alex Brundle.
Verstappen will box.
Verstappen's in.
Verstappen will box, and I think that's an error for Hamilton.
Okay, you think that that's an error for Hamilton. So again, what we're doing, this is a different script. There's got to, everybody can't be saying exactly the same thing. But when you listen to it via this, and then you go on social media, you'll be arguing the things that you've been conditioned to believe that are relevant, as opposed to what others have been conditioned to believe that they believe are relevant. And then we'll all have conflict in the comment section of social media. Here we go.
Verstappen will line up now behind Hamilton. Will either take track position if Hamilton boxes, or
he'll line up behind Hamilton, and he'll either take track position, which Hamilton's not going to box now,
line up behind Hamilton on a newish set of softs.
I can't box. Negative.
And if we look here onto the global feed, Verstappen has just boxed, and they cut to the Mercedes garage there, looking so disconcerted. Oh no, Mercedes couldn't box. Now, within those tyre blanket warmers, is that the soft compound tyre anyway? Or is this just part of the facade? I mean, them blankets, yes, they've got the red label on them, but within the blanket, is that yellow on the side wall of those tyres? Let's Well, no, I don't know if it will show us. We'll have a look to see if it shows us at some point. Yeah, there you go. They've cut to the Mercedes garage, and you've got a set of medium compound tyres there. What are you doing, Mercedes? You know, if you are preparing for a late safety car situation, and let's say there'd been 7 laps to go, and so you need your mechanics ready to do a pit stop with 7 laps to go, because with 7 laps to go, it's highly likely there will be a resumption of racing. And with 5 laps wiped out, you're only going to get 2 laps of racing in. And if you're only going to be racing for 2 laps, why would you want to be selecting the medium compound of tyre as opposed to the soft compound of tyre? Why are you cutting to Mercedes and them having the medium compound of tyre as being the tyre that they might have prepared to put on Hamilton's car? Or is this just part of the show? Yeah, well, cut to you, Mercedes. You make it look like you're disappointed that you can't pit and that you've got the tyres ready. Well, why have you got the medium tyres ready? That doesn't make sense, does it? Facade.
He could have boxed. I don't see why he couldn't have boxed.
Alex Brundle, the expert of the sport. Son of Martin. Daddy knows. Daddy knows. The reason, Alex, is that had he have boxed, he and Max Verstappen would have stayed on track. Had that scenario have played through, which would have been the likely scenario because of the data, that being this race is unlikely to resume. Had Hamilton have pitted and Max Verstappen would have stayed on track, then Hamilton would have been passed whilst he was pitting. Max Verstappen would have gone into first position by staying on track. Hamilton would have returned to the track in second position, and had the rules of the sport been followed and the race didn't restart, Hamilton would have Mercedes would have thrown away first position and the race ended behind the safety car. You don't do that. What do you do in this highly complex technical sport that's governed by data? Or is it governed by, is it the throw of that roulette ball around that roulette wheel? Is it straight red or black? Tell us in a bit, Brundle Jr., okay? Is it a 50-50 gamble? Is it some clever cards? We're using a different analogy from Daddy, aren't we, Alex? Yeah, we'll come to that. We'll come to that soon. But no, it's not a gamble. It's not, oh, what jeopardy? Oh, it's 50-50. Oh, it's a flip of a coin. No, it's called data. You know, lads that have done engineering degrees and ladies that have done engineering degrees. Okay, that mathematics that involved in that isn't just guesswork. Okay, it's not just a flip of a coin. Oh, what's it going to be, everybody? It's not that, Alex. Okay, maybe you wouldn't know, Alex. Okay, because you got yourself into Formula One because Daddy got you in there. It's incredible, isn't it?
In that moment where he passed the pit lane.
Are we going to run out of laps?
He passed.
Good question. Are we going to run out of laps? What does the data say?
The pit lane at slow speed there.
Alex Brundle, and he's talking about Hamilton. He passed the pit lane at slow speed there. Why would that be, Alex? Could it be that the safety car has been deployed? And what do all drivers have to then do? Oh, they have to slow down to their safety car delta. So that would be passing the pit lane at slow speed. Funny that, isn't it?
I don't think we're going to run out of laps here.
You don't think we're going to run out of laps? Why would you not think we're going to run out of laps, Alex Brundle? What's the data say? How many Grand Prix have you commentated on? How many Grand Prix have you commentated on where there has been a safety car deployment? How many times have you commentated on a Grand Prix where there's been a safety car deployment and there have been lapped cars in that race? And therefore it's a requirement to unlap those lapped cars before you can resume racing. How long does it take, Alex Brundle? But you don't think that we're going to run out of laps. Funny that. What did Daddy tell you to say, Alex? What did Daddy tell? Because Daddy knows an awful lot about what happened at Abu Dhabi, and it's super uncomfortable. Daddy tells us that in January 2022. Yeah, when it won't go away, and it's still not going to go away.
4 laps to go at safety car speed. What have you
Oh, do the maths now. Get the calculator out now.
got?
8 minutes.
A bit longer, 10-ish minutes or so. Oh, it's going to be touch and go.
Oh, it's going to be touch and go.
I can't breathe. I'm having a moment. I'm having a moment.
There will be controversy after this one.
Why? Why are you predicting that there will be controversy after this one? And I know you picked this script out for you to have to say this one. Why will there be controversy? Lewis Hamilton was winning the race. He was winning by 12 seconds at the point that Latifi crashed. And if it ends behind the safety car, what's the controversy? What's going on there?
And the marshals at turn 13 and 14 will basically determine
how quickly we get going.
the end of the race.
No. It's not the marshals that determine it. It's the clear up operation, the time scale of the clear up operation. Okay, that's not individual men and women determining the whether the race will resume or not. They're just going to carry out their role, do their job, reacting to the conditions that they have to react to. One of those conditions being they have to put a fire out. Okay, that is what it is. Okay, so that's what they do. They do their job. And then they have to get a crane onto track. So that's what they do. They do their job. They then have to hitch that car up, remove it from the track. Then they have to sweep that track so that the surface is clear of any debris and clear of as much of that fire extinguisher powder as possible so that the grip level is restored to that track and a car doesn't come and hit that powder that's on the track and just go into the barrier again, making that track safe. Okay, so it's that clear up operation that's going to determine whether this race can resume or not the marshals per se. Anyway, we'll carry on.
This is an error. This is a massive error from
This is an error.
Mercedes. They needed to get. They've had to use the fire extinguishers.
This is taking.
There you go. This is taking a while. They've had to use the fire extinguishers.
A while. That's foam, isn't it? Or
No, that's not foam, love. Okay, that's called powder. There's a difference between foam and powder. But don't you worry your little head. You got a job in Formula 1 being able to commentate. That's nice for you.
all over the floor?
Yeah, there's smoke there, and it's going to be a reasonable amount of time. It depends if that car rolls, but it's going to be a full-on recovery. Let's see how it happened. Firstly, that's Mick Schumacher, and it's down the outside of turn 9. They were racing wheel to wheel, and but this is not where we see the car stricken. This is a little bit of
That incident seems very choreographed. Okay, extremely choreographed. But I'll come to that another time.
Earlier stuff. Back onto the road then. And
let's see if we can have a look at. Let's have a look, see what gear is Nicholas Latifi in.
it'll be Nicholas
Third gear here. He takes this corner normally in fourth gear.
Latifi, who just drops it.
Yeah, that's right. He drops the throttle in third gear going around the corner, kicking the back end out. You couldn't make it up, could you?
Over the curb, drops the rear into the wall, just like.
See that anti-stall going on. Okay, Meaning the engine's still running.
We saw Kimi Raikkonen do
You can hear it.
in free practice. That car has not moved an inch so far.
No, because all he did was switch it off. Didn't attempt to select a gear. Didn't attempt to see if it was possible to manoeuvre it and recover it back to the pits. No, just crash it and just turn it off. Is that normal? No, it's not. No, it's not.
They're clearing up the bits of debris. There's a big old smack on the wall. No damage critically.
And you can see the amount of debris that's on the track. That's a significant amount of carbon fibre that's visible there.
The wall, which is what normally takes a long time to clear up. So as soon as they get that car
Okay, we can see all that there.
through a gap, we can go racing again. But
wait there. As soon as they can get that car through a gap, we can go racing again. No, there's a lot to clear up there. Let's just see what he said again.
which is what normally takes a long time to clear up. So as soon as they get that car through a gap, we can go racing again.
No, you've got to do a process there, Alex Brundle. Again, the man that's employed to talk to people and educate them about the sport. Firstly, you've got to make sure that that car's out the way. Secondly, you've got to make sure that any debris, such as carbon fibre shards, are removed from the track. Any powder that's on the track which is going to reduce grip levels in that location of the track needs to be swept the best it can so that the grip level is restored to the track. Also, you need to check the barriers so that if another car ploughs into the barriers at that location, those barriers are going to be capable of performing the same role. These are checks that need to be carried out by the clerk of the course in order for him to declare that track safe. I'd have thought you'd have been able to articulate that to the world. Not Martin Brundle, is it? It's your son Alex. It's your lad Alex.
But goodness me.
But will they let the lap cars through? I'm not sure it's mandatory, but that's normally on a wet day. And if they do, how long will they wait? Oh, sorry, that was Daddy. Okay, Daddy will say that. You do this script, Alex.
We saw it take quite a bit of time in Saudi Arabia. Franz Tost, one of the team principals, commenting that they needed more cranes, but...
Yeah, we saw in Saudi Arabia. What did they do in Saudi Arabia? Oh, they red flagged it when they determined, oh, we think we need to do repairs to the barrier. Yeah, but you just said, yeah, all you need to do is get that car out of the way and into a gap, and we can go racing again. Oh, you forgot about the barrier check, didn't you, Alex? So this is cut into the Mercedes garage again. Yeah, so this is what they show us, a replay on the global feed, all right? A replay on the global feed of... Oh, is it coming up with replay? Let me, I don't know if it's, there it is. That's where it says replay, all right? Oh, this is the Mercedes crew reacting. Are they going to pit Hamilton? Are they going to gamble? Yeah, they're going out with this facade for the medium tyre.
How quickly can things clear in?
Yeah, there they are. Yellow logos on the tyre. If we're going to make out that we're going to change tyres, well, why are you doing the medium tyre, lads? Why is that? Why is that?
In Abu Dhabi, this is the question. Mercedes...
Wasn't
they were going to go.
I don't believe. I remember seeing it on the top right-hand box.
What's the situation behind
So, situation is, Verstappen has pitted. He had a free pit stop. We would have lost track position to him.
I have to stop this now and again just so, well, to give it a chance of not getting blocked on copyright. Whether it uploads, we'll wait and see.
4 laps remaining when you cross the line. So this field has to bunch and then they have to send lap cars through.
Okay, where they're at the moment is at turn 5. All right, you can see this is ultimately turn 5. And this radio message actually takes place before they get onto this lap. All right, so actually when they cross the line on this lap, there's only 3 laps to go. Well, it says safety car there.
So it may not reach.
There it is. So lap 55. At the end of this one, there'll be 3 laps to go, not 4 laps to go. But again, this is what F1 TV do. They disorientate you by playing this message, 4 laps to go when you cross the line. So when people are watching this, they think, oh, when he crosses the line, no, he's already crossed the line. When you see him cross the line next time, there's only 3 laps to go. Don't be disorientated.
Start.
Is he right behind me?
He will be once they've sorted out all the order.
See, even this from Bono seems very suspicious, because if you're a race engineer, you can make these communications as such that if F1 TV choose to play this to the world, then the world will be in full knowledge of what needs to happen. And the way that he words this is still very ambiguous. It's still very much that he's playing to the script that enables them to do what they did.
This is going to take a while to sort out.
With new tyres.
Copy Lewis. We would have lost track position if we had pitted.
So once again,
Of the 12 previous races held at Yas Marina since the first in 2009, there have been 4 races where 1 or more safety cars have been deployed. Who'd have thought there'd no statistics relating to safety cars, hey?
Mercedes being forced. Do you feel?
I don't think
or they
so,
had
no.
the option?
I saw Lewis Hamilton in the top right-hand box as the safety car was being thrown go past the pit lane.
No, it wasn't as the safety car was being thrown. The safety car was declared. All of the drivers will have been notified that by their teams, by the radio messages coming from race control, and by what is displayed on their car display. That was well before Hamilton got to turn 14. Okay, as I showed you earlier in this video. The pit lane is 2 corners after that. Okay, so talk us through this, Alex.
At less than racing speed.
Why would Hamilton be going by the pit lane at less than racing speed? Oh, well, that would be because he has to comply to a delta, which is significantly less than racing speed. What a cock.
I saw Lewis Hamilton in the top right-hand box as the safety car was being thrown go past the pit lane at less than racing speed.
Oh, that's incredible. Why would he have done that? Cock.
I believe they could have pitted there. I don't see a reason why they couldn't have pitted.
Well, Alex, what jeopardy? It's because if he'd have pitted and Red Bull would have gone, because Red Bull have got race engineers that would have gone, on average, this race is not going to resume because this type of incident takes 5.5 laps. There's only 5.4 laps remaining at the point that Nicholas Latifi crashed. Hence, it's highly likely this is going to be a safety car finish. What's more important is track position, not tyre compound, because if the race does not resume, tyre compound becomes irrelevant because you don't get to use whatever performance advantage a different tyre compound may offer you.
For Lewis Hamilton, and I believe that is a...
Oh, what jeopardy, everybody. We're cutting by F1 TV to the Mercedes pit wall. It's all about Mercedes. What do they think? What do you think? In the comment section. Oh, keep disorientated.
serious strategic error from...
Serious strategic error. No.
Mercedes,
But this is the script.
Unless this one finishes under the safety car. It is a straight black or red 50-50 roulette gamble.
No, it's not, Colin. No, it's not. It's a straight red or black 50-50 roulette gamble. What a load of cods. Okay? What a load of bullshit. Oh, Red Bull played some clever cards. Yeah, that's another form of gambling, isn't it? It's not. It's not. You see, engineering isn't a gamble. Okay? Engineering is calculations based on evidence, data driven. Yeah? That's what them people are employed to do. Yeah, they're not employed to go to the casino and bet their money on red or black. All right? That's not how you get or maybe it is how you get a job in Formula One. Are you any good at betting on red or black? Are you lucky? Oh, you can be a race engineer. Woo!
Basically, over the World Championship of Formula One.
It's a straight red or black, 50-50 roulette gamble over the World Championship of Formula One. This is Alex Brundle lying about this bullshit.
A straight black or red 50-50 roulette gamble, basically, over the World Championship of Formula One.
What did I tell you about the script? Isn't it rather similar to the terminology that Martin Brundle uses when he talks about Red Bull playing some clever cards and everything being, oh, yeah, it could have gone either way. It could have gone either. Both drivers fully deserved it. Yeah.
And I imagine Lewis Hamilton's going to be asking Fern Mayland to go a little bit faster so that these laps are nailed a little quicker. What are the rules on that?
How fast does the safety car go?
Right, so what are we seeing? We are seeing the clear-up operation. You can count the marshals in that location.
Discretion. How quickly do they clear it up? Discretion.
How quickly do they clear it up? Discretion. What are you talking about, dickhead? How quickly do they clear it up? It's not discretion. It's how long does it take? You've got enough people on there to try and clear it up as quickly as they can. All right, and that's what they're going to do. Then, once you've cleared it, it needs to be checked by the person who's responsible for signing it off to declare that this has been checked and it is now safe. That's not a discretionary thing. That's just a procedural thing.
The safety car's not going full gas down the straight.
Copy, Lewis, understood.
I'm so at one with Lewis Hamilton. He and I think the same.
A debate, a lot to clear up on
A debate? What are you talking about?
the outside of the corner there.
They cut away to the replay again, the replay of Latifi crashing. And the reason they cut away all the time is because that safety car, Snake, was just about to come by that incident. And what they want to keep people doing is keep people guessing, keep you disorientated, not have the full understanding, not have the full picture of where these cars actually are. And that way they can keep you guessing and keep you disorientated about, are we going to see any more racing laps? What jeopardy? What's going to happen? Whereas they could clearly just show you, well, this is where they are. This is the timing of everything. But they don't want to do that.
And debates will be had. Did the safety car...
Debates. Oh, it's going to be an argument. It's going to be a debate. It's going to be what you think in the comments section.
Go fast enough? Did the race finish under safety car by error?
Did the race finish by error behind the safety car? Again, this has to be thrown out there. This is all the script writers give each presentation team a different script.
Everybody will think their own direction on this.
Imagine if that's the end of this season.
The conspiracy theorists are going to go.
The conspiracy theorists. We had to throw that one in there. The conspiracy. What's the conspiracy theorist? The conspiracy theorists? Okay, what's a conspiracy theorist? Firstly, what's a conspiracy? Well, let me tell you what a conspiracy is there, Alex. That's when several parties, two or more parties conspire, okay? They work together to generate a particular outcome, okay? When you conspire, you work together. So with that in mind, what's a conspiracy theory? Is that somebody suggesting that a theory, suggesting a hypothesis that people have worked together to produce this outcome? Right. Is that a crazy thought? Well, what would need to happen? Well, what did happen? The governing body of the sport broke the rules of the sport to facilitate things for Max Verstappen's Red Bull to overcome Lewis Hamilton's Mercedes. Okay, that actually happened. That was race control from FIA. Every form of media lied about what was allowed to happen before it even happened. Every form of media has lied about the reality of this ever since. Are they conspiring to deceive the global population? Answer: yes. That's not a theory. That's an actual conspiracy. They are conspiring. What also happened was, in the aftermath, Mercedes lodged a facade of an appeal to the FIA governing body stewards. They dismissed that appeal invalidly. They had to play their part in dismissing that invalidly. Therefore, they had to perform their role within the entire facade. So, what entities are we talking about here that are conspiring? Ferrari, who had their competitor in third place, Carlos Sainz. He was denied the opportunity of fighting for second position because there were 2 lapped cars left in between him and second place. Ferrari did not appeal that decision. They went along with it. Every other team that was disadvantaged in that due to the illegal restart, none of them appealed it. Not a single one of them contested anything. They all went along with that invalid restart. They all stayed silent. They all took the money. So they had to perform that role. So who have we got so far? We've got the FIA, the governing body of the sport. We have the global media, the contracted media in Sky Sports F1, F1 TV, the people in charge of the footage that is being shown to us to condition our minds, the F1 TV commentary teams, every other form of media that has reported on this, the FIA stewards, every F1 team. Oh, that's a lot of different people that all have to perform their role in order to try and sell this to everybody and to condition everybody to accept this. Rather strange, that, isn't it? It's rather strange. That's not one mistake by just Michael Massey. Oh, it was just one guy under pressure. Oh, and we're all human and we all make mistakes. Just one guy made a mistake there. There's a lot of people making a lot of mistakes. And then mistakes are all dovetailing together to produce this outcome. Is that people conspiring to produce an outcome? Or is that a conspiracy theory? Oh, crazy people with tinfoil hats thinking that the earth is flat. Thinking that, they're thinking that we made this up. You did, didn't you? You did. You did.
Go absolutely wild on this one.
Van Maylander takes the checkered flag. Can you even imagine it? Oh my goodness.
I don't think we have to imagine it for long.
But Maylander takes the checkered flag. Could you imagine it? Some silly bent that's commentating. Because we know what the rules on that are, don't we? What we know is that if it's a safety car finish, the safety car peels into the pit lane and the leader takes the checkered flag, but there is no overtaking permitted. So that's a silly suggestion. So why are you saying that? You're employed to commentate on Formula One and you're just chatting like you're in the sixth form common room, like a little child having a circle jerk. Wankers.
I haven't got that written in the script.
No, what is written in the script? What is written in the script? Or was that actually written in the script? Oh, keep everybody disorientated. Keep them guessing with the false scenarios, everybody. Oh, isn't this great? It's Formula One. It's only life once. You couldn't make it up. What jeopardy? Stay on the edge of your seat. I'm passing this interview to get the job to be a Formula One commentator and lie to your kids. Be a mind conditioning fuck. Can I do it? Can I have a go? Please?
I don't think any of us had any of this Formula One season written in the script. We've got 3 laps.
Any of us had any of this Formula One season written in the script? You couldn't make it up, could you? Lap 56 or 58. This has to be the lap that the lapped cars are released on. Okay, then lap 57 can be that mandatory safety car lap afforded to those release cars with which to try to attempt to catch the back of the pack. And that's the only way we'll see a resumption to racing. That's the only way we'll see a racing lap, as you all know. But we'll play this on.
Laps to go. All those cars behind Lewis Hamilton will go past him. And we're seeing a...
All those cars behind Lewis Hamilton will go past him. Right, so, again, wording. All right?
In the script, we've got 3 laps to go. All those cars behind Lewis Hamilton will go past him.
Okay. And again, look at the way the words are selected and what that then conjures up in your mind. All those cars behind Lewis Hamilton will go past him. There are 8 lap cars, all eligible to be released. There are 5 cars in between Hamilton and Verstappen. There are then 2 cars in between Verstappen and Sainz, who is in 3rd. And then there is a car that is in between Bottas and Tsunoda. Bottas is in 4th, Tsunoda's in 5th. Actually, at this stage, that's not the situation until right now, when it becomes a situation due to Perez's retirement. Remember earlier in the race, the female commentator here, she needed a calculator and some intellectuals to work out the Constructors' Championship points between AlphaTauri and the Alpine team. Listen to what she says now.
And we're seeing another pit stop.
Another pit stop. This is Max Verstappen into the pit.
Is it Max Verstappen? Because Martin on the main feed, he said, oh, is that Max? Is that Max? She says, is it Max as well? Oh, what jeopardy! Oh, my heart nearly missed a beat there as a strap-on fanboy. I thought it was Max. Oh, that's disorientated people. That keeps us guessing. Checo, we need to retire the car. We need to retire the car. Box, really? Okay, so we get that played, and then on the global feed, we get Crofty then go, and lapped cars will not be allowed to overtake. It's not mandatory in the regulations, but that will leave Verstappen with a lot to do. They'll all get blue flags. Right, that's the global feed. Let's listen to what these say.
Pits.
And
no, apologies to Sergio Perez. Right, God, I was like, what on earth is going on?
my heart skipped a beat.
Oh, my heart skipped a beat. All of ours did there, didn't it? All of our hearts skipped a beat.
There, Sergio Perez into the pits. Is he retiring the car? Yeah, retiring the car.
So Sainz up into the podium position. It's got to take a silver lining here.
Yeah, you see, Red Bull, they'd changed both of their cars onto the red compound tyre. I mean, Mercedes didn't change their car onto tyres, which was the right decision. But they've got the yellow tyres ready for it, just in case. Or was that just a facade, Mercedes? Let me know what you think in the comments section, Toto. Let me know, will you, Toto? I'm interested to know. Well, I'm not really, because I can work you out, you corrupt prick.
Checo, we need to retire the car. We need to retire the car. Box.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, we cut back to the Mercedes. What jeopardy? We'll pan round to the Mercedes garage.
Box.
So at this stage, Mercedes win the Constructors.
She didn't need the calculator, does she? Or what an intellectual would be able to work out. So at this stage, Mercedes win the Constructors. How do you know that? Oh, could that be because Mercedes went into this race with a 28-point lead? And with only one car, Red Bull can only earn a maximum of 26. So she knows that Mercedes are now Constructors' champions. Crofty, on the other hand, will say, oh, so Mercedes on course for a record-breaking 8th World Championship, assuming Hamilton and Bottas get to the end of the race, which is irrelevant because they've won, right? But the Drivers' Championship is still very much up for grabs, is what Crofty will tell you. She can tell you that Mercedes have won right then. I've been saying it for a couple of years.
At this stage, I'm asking, does Max Verstappen have the same car as Perez? Yes. Could there be problems with these Red Bull cars at this stage?
Oh, what jeopardy! Stay on the edge of your seat, everybody!
Interested as to why they had to retire the car. So
I'm interested as to why Red Bull had to retire the car. All part of the deal, Alex. All part of the deal. Did Daddy not tell you? Okay. Part of Red Bull's clever cards. You know, maybe did he not explain it to you via the 50-50 roulette wheel, red or black scenario? No. No, it's not as easy to explain that way. It's more the clever cards. This one, isn't it, Alex?
This is interesting. Lapped cars then will not be allowed to overtake the safety car again at the race director.
This is interesting, says Alex. Lapped cars will not be allowed to overtake. What's interesting about that? That's not in the regulations, Alex. That's extremely interesting, really. Suspicious, this is, Alex. Oh, the conspiracy theorists. What will they be saying, Alex?
Director's discretion. So.
No, it's not the race director's discretion, Alex. Are you all party to this gaslit meeting beforehand, conditioning you liars, okay? You paid perpetrators to lie to a global audience that, oh, the race director can do this. And none of you have gone, no, we can't. No, we can't. Because at the point in time Latifi crashed, Hamilton had lapped Norris, but he hadn't lapped Gasly. And then the safety car comes out, and Norris has to wait behind Hamilton, and Gasly disappears off around the track and joins up with the back of the safety car Snake. Now, Norris is almost a lap behind Gasly, and therefore, the part of this safety car procedure is you release the lapped cars, you give them at least one further lap of the track with which to try to catch the back of the pack to restore sporting fairness to all competitors. It is not within the race director's discretion to not unlap. But you're paid to say otherwise, aren't you, Alex? And Daddy has told you, or Daddy's just handed you your script.
Retire the car. So this is interesting. Lapped cars then will not be allowed to overtake the safety car again.
The regulation, okay? The regulation. Let's just have a look if it's here. Have I got it here? Here's one. Here it is. Look. Overtaking will not be permitted. This is 48.12. If the clerk of the course considers track conditions are unsuitable for overtaking, the message "overtaking will not be permitted" will be sent to all competitors via the official messaging system. Okay? So that is the official message as it is written in the regulation. Overtaking will not be permitted. Lapped cars will not be allowed to overtake. That's not the same message, is it? That's a different thing altogether. That's a different thing altogether. Overtaking will not be permitted is a simple message that every car understands. There will be no overtaking because overtaking is not permitted. That applies to everybody. Lapped cars will not be allowed to overtake. Who does that apply to? Just the lapped cars. So if I'm not lapped, am I allowed to overtake? Who's allowed to overtake and who isn't? What's going on here? Nobody knows. Therefore, you don't write regulations in a manner which are open to ambiguity, where different people might think they mean something else. No, they're carefully worded for purpose.
The race director's discretion. So
it's not the race director's discretion, dickhead.
Max Verstappen will have to make his way through a lot of traffic.
Seamless. They're all seamless, aren't they? How is it they all know to say the same thing? Max Verstappen will have to make it through a lot of traffic here. No, you can't resume racing like that. That's not allowed. You've left Norris a lap behind Gasly now. You can't go racing like that.
To give you a feel, he's a long way back in the queue. He is behind the first Aston Martin in that queue. He's sitting behind Sebastian Vettel.
There you go. There's 5. You can count. There's 5 cars.
So he has 6 cars to punch before he can get anywhere near.
5, Colin. Lando Norris. And then it's Alonso, Ocon, Leclerc and Vettel.
Lewis Hamilton. All of those cars are lapped and will have to get out of the way.
Have we seen this before?
Yes, we saw that in 2011. But from the start of the 2012 season, the regulations changed. And so this is the 10th full season where we've had to proceed with the unlapping procedure before racing can resume. But you, as the experts, you as the employed commentators to educate the world on this, I'd have thought you'd have known that.
Cancel that. Lap cars will not be allowed to overtake.
Yeah, of course.
F1 TV selecting the Red Bull audio where the Red Bull team are the victims. Oh, poor Red Bull are being thwarted in their attempts for Max Verstappen to win the World Championship.
Typical this.
Max Verstappen responds in a manner which is not typical of Max. What we know from Max is when Max is presented with adversity, Max loses his head. Max uses foul and abusive language. Max responds with annoyance, and Max becomes abusive. Okay, that is Max Verstappen. This is remarkably reserved for Max. Max is reading a script.
Decision.
It's classic.
It's a typical decision. It's classic, says Giampiero Lambesi. Another narcissistic mofo that's just his part of the script.
I'm not surprised.
I'm not surprised. Ha ha ha. It's classic. Typical decision. So what do Red Bull want? Do they want the chance or do they not? Says Crofty. Asking what Red Bull want in the comment section. No. It's about rules and regulations of a sport, not what Red Bull want.
Another one for the post-race debate.
Oh, it's for the post-race debate, is it? Is that what F1 TV interjected that one in there for the post-race debate? No. How about you educate the fans so there is no post-race debate? How about you say, these are the regulations. This is why you need to complete this procedure. This is why we have to do this unlapping procedure in Formula One so that Lando Norris here is not left a lap behind Gasly when previously, before Latifi crashed, he was closer to Gasly than Verstappen was to Hamilton. Okay, Lando Norris, who is now in 7th position, was closer to 6th place, who he's trying to catch and pass, than second was to first. And every car in that race still matters. It's not just a 2-car race-off to see who wins out of first and second, okay? Every car in that race is competing and they're all trying to contest for position. And just due to a safety incident that needs to be addressed, you cannot then obliterate the races of certain competitors. Hence the regulations.
As we continue on, Perez retiring the car to the pit lane.
Oh, the drama! Kelly Piquet, she's praying. What's going to happen?
The race director not allowing lap cars to...
The race director not allowing lap cars, why would that be? Here it is, look. Here it is, these marshals on here that are jumping over the barriers now because it's only now that the clear-up operation has been completed, okay? And it's only now that the clerk of the course can then confirm, yes, I've checked this situation. I can confirm that the track is now safe. I can hand it back to race control for you to carry out your procedure. This is the end of lap 56. By the time the clerk of the course has done their checks, they'll be on lap 57. That'll be the earliest point in which the unlapping procedure can begin. And once those cars are given the order to pass the leader in the safety car will return to the pits at the end of the following lap. The end of the following lap is the end of lap 58. That's a safety car finish. Lewis Hamilton is a record-breaking 8-time world champion. Are we going to hear that?
To overtake, presumably so he can say, I got the race back.
They're still there, there they are. Look, let's have a look. They're still there.
Underway as quickly to the pit lane. The race director not allowing lap cars to overtake, presumably so he can say, I got the race back underway. As
the race director not allowing the lapped cars, presumably so he can say he got the race back underway. Incredible prediction there, Alex Brundle. What do you know, Alex Brundle? What do you know? We're finishing lap 56. Again, as a commentator, you'd be expected to know the rules and regulations of the sport, which you clearly are not being able to convey to the watching world. Instead, you're just complying with the narrative, aren't you, Alex Brundle, son of Martin Brundle? Nepotism, daddy gets his son a job in Formula One.
Quickly as I could.
As it was when...
Still looked to be some crap on the side of the track there. There was something there. It's beneath there at the moment.
It stopped.
But the whole...
Maybe not. Maybe not.
The whole thing, as it stands, is in the pure...
So there you go. This is the beginning of lap 57. Okay, Mick Schumacher, the last of those lapped cars, is well back in the field. There's no way that he'd have got past the leader in the safety car prior to the commencement of this lap. Safety car finish.
Pure discretion of the race director.
Pure discretion of the race director. No, it's not, Colin. No, it's not. There's clear regulations that need to be carried out. Why are you telling everybody it's pure discretion of the race director?
The World Championship, as it stands, is in the pure discretion.
No, it's not. But again, Alex Brundle telling us all the World Championship is at the pure discretion of the race director. Where did you get this narrative from? It's on your script, isn't it? It's on your script.
Of the race director. Penultimate lap, lap 57 of 58.
Which, if we boil those two words down, he...
Right. Lap 57. So, if they're released on this lap, the safety car will return to the pits at the end of the following lap. Yeah? You can't go racing with them in situ. You've got to release them. You release them this lap, the safety car does the following lap. It's a safety car finish. We know that for sure at this stage. 100%. Why can't you say that?
He directs the race, so he...
Oh, he's called the race director because he directs the race. No. Because that is somebody who can contrive an outcome. They're there to carry out the rules of the sport, oversee what's going on, and deal with it, whatever safety issue that may come up, and apply the rules of the sport. That's all they're there for. They're not there to manufacture drama. Not at all.
He has every power to do that, but we will discuss that.
If the safety car...
Let's listen into the FIA and Red Bull.
Let's listen into the FIA and Red Bull. Awah.
Christian and Michael.
Yes, go ahead, Christian.
Yeah, why aren't we getting these lap cars out of the way?
Just give me, well, because Christian, just...
Christian fumbled his lines.
Give me a second. Okay, my big one is to get this incident clear.
You only need one racing lap.
And Christian Horner, the ventriloquist, was able to say all that without moving his lips.
He needs one racing lap. If we do not see safety car in this lap by the time we get around to turn 12, I believe Lewis Hamilton has won the Drivers' World Championship.
A record-breaking 8th-time World Championship, Alex. That's quite significant, isn't it? Something that most of us didn't think was going to be achieved during our lifetimes after Schumacher set that record at a massive 7.
Because there is no way that they'll get the race back underway. We'll go into the final lap under safety car, and Lewis Hamilton, Mercedes will have made the correct decision. Lewis Hamilton.
Funny that, isn't it? Funny that. You couldn't say that all them laps ago.
Hamilton will cruise.
And you can't say it because they have, because these are the regulations. But you're still ifs, buts and maybes.
Across the line, under safety car conditions, and take the World Championship.
There you go. Record-breaking 8th.
And also, the lap cars are now being allowed. The lap cars are now being allowed to overtake the safety car.
Okay. And what does that then mean? The lap cars are now being allowed to overtake the safety car. Fine, all right. But the safety car's still got to stay out on track for a further lap. First, you got the message they're not allowed to overtake. And that's because the track is clearly not safe because there's marshals working on the track. Now we're saying, oh, that they are allowed to unlap, which is okay. You can do that, but that's irrelevant in terms of the race outcome because the safety car will continue on track for a further lap whilst those cars are doing their mandatory lap with which to try and catch the back of the pack.
So a change of message now coming up on our message board here. Lap cars, Norris, Alonso, Ocon, Charles Leclerc and Sebastian Vettel to overtake the safety car. Let's check in again.
Right, and why have you just said them 5 names without any concern whatsoever for the fact that there were just those 5 cars and not the other 3? Why have you just pointed out to the world, on these are the 5 cars that have been given the message to unlap? That's not normal. That's not in the regulations. Let's just check this out, shall we? Because funnily enough, we can have a look. Here it is, 48.12. If the clerk of the course considers it safe to do so, and the message lap cars may now overtake has been sent to all competitors via the official messaging system, any cars that have been lapped by the leader will be required to pass the cars on the lead lap and the safety car. This will only apply to cars that were lapped at the time they crossed the line at the end of the lap, during which they crossed the first safety car line for the second time after the safety car was deployed. Okay, that was all 8 of them. That was all 8 of them. Why have you just not questioned that? You've just gone, oh, and these 5 cars are now getting the message to unlap.
Change of message now coming up on our message board here. Lap cars, Norris, Alonso, Ocon, Charles Leclerc and Sebastian Vettel to overtake the safety car. Let's check in again with...
And it's ending, and it's ending. Wow!
the FIA and Mercedes.
Michael.
Right, so Michael, that corresponds. I mean, again, what we have here. Let's just look at the all these recorded audios. So we've got Toto Wolff here, recorded audio, because that's not a live thing. All right, that's not live. They F1 TV record all these audio feeds, then they pick and choose what they're going to play to the world. And let's just play this through on the timings of this incident. This is again what they're showing us on the TV with their messaging.
So Ocon, Charles Leclerc and Sebastian Vettel to overtake the safety car.
Okay, and now we've got ending. Okay, it's just come up ending, and then we've got.
Let's check in again with the FIA and Mercedes.
Michael.
Smooth. Choreographed. Michael. Yeah? It's just ended there. And straight away F1 TV knew cut immediately to Toto Wolff's audio. They didn't know what he was going to say, did they? Or did they? Was that pre-recorded?
Safety car ends this lap. Max Verstappen put on the gearbox.
That's not normal. A commentary team commentating on this sport that's never happened like that before. I've just seen 5 cars released, not 8, so there's 3 cars not released. Max Verstappen put on the gearbox of Lewis Hamilton. What about Carlos Sainz? Has he put on the gearbox of Max Verstappen? Third place has been hampered of challenging for second. What's going on here? Only 5 of 8 have been let by. What's going on here? Safety car in now? What is going on here? That should not be happening. These cars that have just been released need the opportunity to make it around that pack and make every effort to catch the back of the pack. Let's just double check. Having overtaken the cars on the lead lap and the safety car, these cars should then proceed around the track at appropriate speed without overtaking and make every effort to take a position at the back of the line of cars behind the safety car. Okay. Once the last lapped car has passed the leader, the safety car will return to the pits at the end of the following lap. Oh! What's going on here, lads?
Of Lewis Hamilton, and Toto Wolff is immediately on the radio.
Mike, this isn't right.
Oh.
Absolutely. Absolutely right there, Toto. It's not right. Okay. What are you going to say about it in commentary?
What? Side by side. Green, white, checker. 1 lap to go.
So commentary can't point out that this isn't right. Rules aren't being broken here.
In this year's Drivers' World Championship, Lewis Hamilton has track position and hard tyres. Max Verstappen has new softs. Lewis Hamilton, a false start through the final part of the lap, and now he's gone. But Verstappen surely has so much more grip. They go over the dust, over the dirt in turn 14. What can Hamilton do? Surely he can't keep him behind on 14.
So that was the final few laps at Abu Dhabi through F1 TV's own commentary. I'm going to try and do a similar thing through the BBC's radio commentary, and if I can find the Channel 4's commentary of the event, I'll do the same thing with them. Boy Tendio has done a great video. Let me just try and find it for you. This one here. It's not a conspiracy, okay? And that's where he'll tell you over 30 different commentary teams. Not a single one of them, in all different languages, not a single one of them could point out that the rules of the sport were being broken. 30 different commentary teams communicating to the global audience in different languages, not a single one of them could communicate to the audience that the rules of the sport were being broken in contriving that last lap of Abu Dhabi 2021. That's 30 different teams of people conspiring, fulfilling their role in conditioning the global watching audience of some sort of authenticity to what was being perpetrated. So I'll put a link to that video in the description box of this video. It's well worth going and checking that video out, and go and have a subscribe to his channel if you're not already. That'll do on this one. It's been another long video. Didn't intend for it to be this long. Might get blocked on upload. Let's have a look. Anyway, next one I say next one, we'll see what happens, but I'll try and do the BBC breakdown, and then I will try and do the Channel 4 breakdown if I can get hold of that footage. Thank you all for your time.